Oh, I love this time. I mean, I just never know what to expect. But
You have a work crush on this guy.
I totally do.
Work
I
crush.
do. And you know what? I love it because he just makes me laugh. He makes it so fun and interesting.
Which is, I hate to say it, but usually an otherwise boring topic, and that's, legal advice.
Or stressful. Or
Yeah.
This is just, love this part. So we have with us, of course, Mark Weisleder.
Thank you, Aaron. I would also say I have a crush on you, but then that would be sexual harassment. And there's too much of that everywhere this day, so I can't say that.
So we're just not going there right now.
Even Bill Cosby, I just did it. We're not going down that road.
We're not going there. But honestly, you are so talented. You take the legal realm of real estate and you make it fun and interesting, but you also give us such great tips of advice. And you are an author as well, so remind everybody, you've got books out there. And of course, you have a fantastic website before we start.
Well, thank you. First and foremost, real estate lawyer. And that's what I'm most proud of because everything I do is really trying to help my buyer, seller, investor clients. And it's just markweisledder.com. And I think I'm on your website too.
That's right.
They can find me there as well.
Yeah. And of course, you have a fantastic newsletter that people should subscribe to. I mean, it's easy. You just go on your website, click on receiving a newsletter, type in your email address.
And great information. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
We're going to cover a really important one because we keep getting questions regarding this, Mark, and there's a little confusion out there. So I think this is poignant. And we're talking about why condo owners need household insurance. So can you clarify?
Yeah, what's the difference?
Yeah, sure. A lot of people think when they buy their own house, you got to get insurance. But when you're moving into a condominium, well, I don't need to do this because I'm paying the maintenance fee. And so I'm covered by the condominium corporation. I don't have to get insurance. But there's a lot of insurance requirements to protect you. So the basic is what you would get if you were just a tenant. What would you get if you were a tenant in an apartment? You would still have to get insurance for your contents, your household goods, because that's not covered by anybody.
Yeah.
And you'd have to get insurance for liability in case a guest comes over and hurts themselves. So that's a bare minimum you must have in a condominium. Also, if you've got any upgrades in your unit, that is not covered under any condominium policy. They just cover the basic. If you have any upgraded stuff, you've got to get extra insurance for that. But that's still not enough. You see, we live more in an age of deductibles. Are you familiar with the deductible, Simon?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, and it's getting worse and worse, like basement flooding. Deductibles or not even covered. Same thing with condominiums. In order for them to keep their coverage cheaper, they pass on more of the deductibles to the unit owner. So here, it's not your fault. Water leaks in. Condominium says, yeah, it's our fault. We have to pay for it, but there's a deductible. $2,500, $5,000. You have to pay even though it's not your fault. But you can get insurance against those deductibles, and most condominiums owners don't know that. So that's one additional insurance that everybody should get. And because your building insurance is all different, get a copy. You can get it from your property manager, and you can do this. The other insurance you might be able to get is insurance against special assessments. Simon, if you hear about a special assessment, what does that mean?
It means you're going to write a check.
Yeah, it means that something happened all of a sudden, and there's not enough money in the reserve fund of the corporation to pay for it. So they go back to the owners. You can actually get insurance to cover potential special assessments in the future. So to me, if you know all your rights regarding insurance, you can have much more peace of mind ownership as a condo owner.
You know what? When you start talking like this, I hear a great opportunity for our realtor friends that are listening out there and watching, because if you're smart, there's the regular stuff that realtors know to do for their clients, and then there's going above and beyond the call. I mean, if you were a smart realtor, I would find out A, where to find that insurance, B, how much is the premium, and C, if you're really smart, pay the premium for your client. So there's your huge value add, because that's something that most people don't know.
That would be a fantastic gift. You know what? Forget the chair, forget the print.
Don't give me a basket with chocolates that'll make me fat. Give me something that's going to protect me.
More important, you don't want to have that bad surprise as an owner when all of a sudden the management company says, yeah, we're coming to fix it, but you have to pay the first $5,000. You don't want to hear that.
You know what? I don't know if you knew this, but the first condo I ever moved into, I'm asleep one night at 3 o'clock in the morning, I heard a loud boom, and the entire ceiling of my master ensuite bath fell in. because somebody had left their water running 2 floors above.
Wow.
And I was lucky that I didn't have a deductible, but there's a perfect example. It scared the crap out of me, and there was a potential liability.
So, Mark, can we just touch upon if you're a landlord, you own a unit, you have a tenant in it. Your tenant, of course, acquires their contents insurance. Let's say it's their own furniture. But as a landlord, can you then, should you be topping that up? What should you be doing as a landlord?
Well, still as a landlord, you have to worry about this deductible. You still want to do that because they're going to come after you. They won't come after the tenant. They're going to come after you. So whether you can get the tenant to agree to pay for that additional insured might be a little bit difficult. I think as an owner, you would want to have this protection for yourself. And for special assessments, you couldn't expect the tenant to pay that as well. So make sure you're protected when you buy it, and then whatever you can get the tenant to pay for, so much the better.
Very good. All right. So just to clarify, because there's a lot of questions, Simon, about that, and you want to make sure that even if it's their, the tenant's contents, you yourself, for liability, protect yourself. Because if they don't have the right insurance, even though you have the documents and you're seeing it, let's say they lapse, you didn't check that month, whatever, anything can happen. You just got to protect yourself.